Gary is up next. Gary is in Syracuse, New York. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Better than I deserve. What's up? How can we help?
Quick question. I'll give you some background. I'm trying to understand how to handle and get your take on how to handle the visibility of building wealth as a leader, and specifically me as a young leader. I'm a 31-year-old plant manager at a drinking water facility for a large international company. We're geographically separate from the rest of our company coworkers. So we feel like a small business. I feel like a small business owner. I manage a team of 7. And, I'm really grateful for the position I've been in. My wife and I have also gone through your baby steps. We're nearing baby step 7 here in the next couple of years, which is awesome. And I'm trying to understand how to handle this to build wealth, and to whether to keep that secret from my direct reports or to share that. I'm dealing with some difficulty when it comes to discussions of pay and compensation for them. And my feeling is that they think I am more fortunate simply because of my position. And they think that I have a leg up on them, and I'm making out while they're just grinding and working. Just looking for your input.
What do they do? What is their what's their job descriptions?
They're operator and maintenance technicians at a drinking water plant. So it's kind of turning a wrench, fixing, working, all kinds of different stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So there's 2 types. There's more than 2, but there are 2 types of cultures that can evolve in a blue-collar setting. One is that the blue-collar worker, the wrench turner, the heat and air technician, the carpenter, the roofer, sees their work as a craft, and they take great pride in the fact that they are a tradesman. And they have a level of personal maturity and a personal confidence that they carry themselves as if they're a doctor or a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And there are cultures of people in blue collar that do that. We work with a lot of heating and air companies, for instance, and I've talked to several people that they have. These heat and air technicians take great pride in inside their thing, as an example of being able to walk into someone's home and, put on the blue booties and, take care of business, make sure the lady of the house feels safe, all that kind of stuff. In the whole process, there's a whole customer service interaction, not just turning a wrench on something. But if they, the other culture is the negative culture, which is what I think you're describing. And the negative culture can be that they feel like second-class citizens, and then they're supposed to sit around and figure out how to steal. They're supposed to sit around and figure out how to not work and still get paid. And the man has got his thumb on them, and they whine a lot.
Okay, yeah, I definitely have the first group. I think my folks are really proud of what they do. It could be part of this is my own paranoia of, building wealth here and starting that, and, the visibility of me taking a 2-week vacation with my family to Florida, or, for example, I've talked to other business owners, and they've told me how they kept their wealth sort of hidden from their folks.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to,
well, I refuse to be ashamed of being successful, because I have worked my complete butt off. And if you don't like that I'm successful, you need to go somewhere else. Yeah. I'm not going to apologize. Now, I'm not going to rub your nose in it, but if you drive past my car in this parking lot, it's a stinking fine automobile.
Right.
But I've been working my butt off for 32 years. I got socks older than you, so don't be whining. I'm an overnight success after 40 years. So, right. In your case, you're a little younger, you're saying. I get that. And you don't have to be caustic. I'm being caustic in my response, and I don't really say that to somebody, but that's my attitude in my head. If you don't like that my wife and I can take a 3-week vacation and you work at Ramsey, then you don't need to work at Ramsey. I'm good with that. Don't be here. If you want to be pissed off because I'm successful with the amount of work I've done and how hard I've worked, I don't have time for you. But if you want to say, hey, man, show me how I can do that, I'll show you. I'll teach you.
Right.
I'll be right there with you. And I don't have to work. I work every day and I don't have to work. So I got a better work ethic, so we don't need to discuss work ethic. So you got to, you're not going to outwork me and I'm older than you, I mean, so that's the message that goes out. But again, I'm not going nah, 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 nah with enjoying something, and I don't rub people's nose in it, but I don't drive a car to please or not please someone else. I don't take a vacation to please or not please someone else. I do it for me. I do it for my wife.
Makes sense.
So I haven't bought a car because somebody else cared in a long time. I did that. I was that shallow in my 20s. I bought a Jaguar because I thought everybody'd think I was cool. And then I figured out nobody gave a crap about what somebody else drives. But for about 30 seconds, they kind of go, oh, cool. And then they move on, But now I drive what I want to drive because I enjoy the vehicle, because I like cars. So that's an example. But again, we don't have to be caustic about it. I'm being kind of bombastic in my answer to you. You don't have to be quite that crazy about it. But hiding it, I disagree. I completely disagree. Because I think that someone working in your place can make enough money to become wealthy if they'll apply the principles that we teach at Ramsey. And I'll show you how to do that. And if you want to take a 2-week vacation, if you want to build wealth, if you want to become a millionaire while you're doing maintenance tech in this thing, I can show you how to do it. What do those guys make?
Oh, they're making like $70,000.
Oh, good Lord. They could be millionaires.
Of course. And I went through all 6 baby steps as in their level.
Yeah.
And I think maybe part of my difficulty is that they're all older than me, significantly older than me. Yeah. And I may seem like an overnight success to them. They don't see me at 9:00 at night on the weekend on my laptop at home.
Listen, man. I ran into a guy out here the other day. Okay, he's was out here in our lobby. He's 24 years old. Okay, he wrote an app on one of these game things. Okay, I don't even know what games are, but these games. All right, and the stinking app went crazy. And the kid, 24 years old, he made $15 million. Okay,
wow.
Now I'm an old guy. And I'm kind of going, this is impressive, but I didn't have to, just because he's younger and he made a big pile of money doesn't mean I have to hate him for it. I could just celebrate his success for him. I was happy for him. I think he's impressive. I'm still trying to figure out what the flip he did, actually, but it was pretty cool. I'm happy for him, good for him. Way to go, dude. And, I met another guy on social media the other day that has got like 6 million followers because he learned how to do a dance. Well, that ain't something I'm getting, okay? But, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Good for you, man. You're a cool dude. That's neat. I'm happy for your success. And so if they can't celebrate your success because you're young, that doesn't say something about you. That says something about them.
It makes sense.
So you got to get comfortable with the idea that you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't steal anything. Your wealth came from effort and from working a system and from being very careful. And I'm happy to share my knowledge with you and encourage you, and I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I will not tolerate you disrespecting me or rolling your eyes. You don't get to work here anymore, if that's the case.
Right.
And we don't have to say it exactly that bluntly, but that's the policy. That's the policy. If someone wants to bitch and moan about my car, they don't get to work here. My car, it's got my name on the outside of the building. That ain't hard, Move on. Right. Move on. And that's never happened, by the way, that I know of. But, I hadn't fired anybody for that, so I don't know. But we just don't hire people like that, And so I think this is probably 80% in your head and 20% in the head of one of the 7 guys, and the other 6 guys are fine and don't give a rip about this whole conversation. Am I wrong?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right. It's probably 90% in my head. And this is a big deal for me because I've only been in this position it's kind of like a life-changing, promotion I had. I have no credentials for it. I just earned it, I feel, through time. And I'm still getting used to that myself, I guess.
You know what? And it's just the other thing you can do with some people, if they're good people, and it sounds like these guys are good guys.
They are. They really
You could just say out loud, hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm a little uncomfortable because I'm the leader here, but I'm younger than you guys, And sometimes when I get the benefit of some of the money that I've got, it makes me feel weird because I don't want to be weird with you guys. I love you and I want you to win, and I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you down because I'm not. But sometimes I just need, if you just say it out loud, you know what? The bugs run to the corners.
Yeah.
Bugs won't stay in the light. And sometimes if you get in a situation where you're just really feeling weird about it, just say it out loud and go, once I say it out loud, it loses its power.
That's true.
But just go, because you're not being arrogant about it. You're being very humble. If you're being arrogant, I'd call you out, man. But you're going, I'm concerned about this because I care about these guys. I'm concerned about this because I don't want to be a jerk. I'm concerned about this. And if you just say that out loud to these guys, I think they would really appreciate it. You don't have to do it every day, but if you hit a high, a peak moment where you're really feeling uncomfortable and awkward, well, maybe just let the air out and just go, guys, I'm feeling really uncomfortable and awkward about this.
Right.
And, you may not be thinking this, but I'm worried that you're thinking this.
Yeah. I get it.
And you know what? That'll run off a whole bunch of it. But don't ever get in a position where you're rubbing your success in someone's face for the purpose of being the big dog, and never get in a position where you apologize for your success and hide it. Instead, let it be a beacon. Let it be the fact that I'm proud that we have won because it tells other people that they can win. That's why I share how much revenue we bring in here. I used to be afraid to say out loud what Ramsey's revenue was because I was afraid somebody would think, oh, we're too big a deal. And, we're a big deal, but we're not too big a deal. But then I got to saying, you know what? We started this freaking thing on a card table. This is a great American dream. If we tell people that you can start it on a card table and have a $300 million top line, or $300 million company, that's dadgum impressive, and you can do it too. And we did it all by helping people, so you can do that too. And so I started realizing I need to do that as an inspiration for other entrepreneurs, young and old, beginners and old dogs both. And so, yeah, you're a light in that sense. Share your success without rubbing people's nose in it. And then if you're awkward, just say, I feel awkward. This feels weird. First time I bought a nice car after I went bankrupt, I felt weird. And I had to just tell people I feel weird. And it helped a lot. And now I don't feel weird at all. I couldn't give a rip less. So I kind of got over that part.